Hello y'all, this is Chant of the Forgotten, a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 that gives new focus trees to a lot of different countries in the game, some of which did not have unique focus trees before. It also adds in new sub-ideology types. We're going to play as the Kingdom of Hungary, who isn't really in a good spot after World War I, considering they lost almost 2/3 of their territory and were treated as a defeated nation because they were one half of the now dead Austro-Hungarian Empire. This mod does not replace the Hungary focus tree that was added in Death or Dishonor, but it does modify it a little bit. We begin with one really bad national spirit called the Treaty of Trianon, which limits our recruitable population and makes military factories slower to build. For no reason, we're going to take our entire army, 16 divisions in all, and send them away to guard the border with Romania. Let's start the focus tree by completing balanced budget, strengthen the monarchist, elect a king, and elect a liberal king. We want non-aligned ideology popularity to go up, so we are going to get a political advisor who can help us with that. In world news, Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits, and the United Kingdom is revisiting their colonial policy. The Spanish Civil War is underway. It doesn't look too good for the nationalists right now, but that may change soon because they are preparing the Carlist insurrection. Time for us to elect a king. Our options are a Swedish man or Michael Hohenzollern-Sigmaringen, the heir to the Romanian throne. Let's go with the latter, who is somewhat unpopular among the people. However, having him as a monarch may improve our relations with Romania. Michael I is crowned as the King of Hungary, officially in Budapest. Some say this is a move to bring forth an old plan to unite both Hungary and Romania, which is a real proposed thing that was talked about after World War I, but didn't really go anywhere due to internal opposition, plus Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and the Entente powers disapproved of the idea. So with the coronation of Michael Hohenzollern, not much has changed, except he of course is the leader now, and other than that, the sub-ideology of the non-aligned ruling party has become monarchism. Michael I was historically the King of Romania twice, first from 1927 to 1930 when he was a child, then from 1940 to 1947. While Romania was aligned with Nazi Germany for some time during World War II, he launched a coup in 1944 and made the country lean more toward the Allies. Then in 1945, he was forced to appoint a pro-Soviet government, which he protested for a little while, but eventually this led to his kind of compelled abdication in 1947. Forced into exile, he would only return after the fall of the communist regime in 1989. In the focus tree, let's do reconciliate with Bucharest and then the Magyar-Romanian Union. That second focus is exactly what it sounds like. We are going to send Romania an offer, which if they accept, will merge our two countries into one. We have scored a political victory as Czechoslovakia has chosen to ratify the revision to the Treaty of Trianon, and that will allow us to reinstate conscription, and also it makes it easier for us to construct military factories. As a result of the treaty revision, we bypass the secret rearmament focus, and that will open up the rest of the military part of the focus tree. The Romanians accepted our proposal, and thus our country has become the Magyar-Romanian Union, which has a brand new flag, and besides now having Michael I be King of Hungary and Romania, our capital has been moved to Transylvania. With the two countries becoming one of the largest armies in this part of Europe was created. Also, it has become possible for us to build a navy. Besides making the military bigger, we now have both Hungarian and Romanian commanders for the army. While we are integrating Romania, the not-so-distant German Reich is remilitarizing the Rhineland. Continuing our Hungarian-Romanian shenanigans in the focus tree, let's do Hunedoara Steel Works, exploit the Baietza mines, claim the Hungarian diaspora, agrarian reform, and expand Ploiești oil production. With its supporters gone, the Treaty of Trianon and its effects will no longer bother us. We are free to make our military as big as we want. In Asia, the Chinese warlords have formed the Chinese United Front faction. I'm not even sure if Japan has even attacked anyone yet. The Claim the Hungarian Diaspora focus gives us cores on states controlled by Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia, so after we change our conscription law to volunteer only, we are going to get a fascist demagogue to get us to a point where we can join the German Reich-led Axis, who usually ends up going to war with the countries we have cores on. Shanxi joins the Chinese United Front because they got attacked by Japan, and the Japanese, as you could probably assume due to earlier events, will have to fight all of the Chinese countries, with the exception of Communist China. Germany sends us the Anti-Comintern Pact to sign. We will say yes because we want high relations with them. All the focuses unique to our political path are done, so we're going to move on and just complete the stuff in the middle part of the focus tree, which are all about factories, infrastructure, resources, and research slots. The Anschluss of Austria has taken place. We now share a border with the German Reich. The Germans invade Czechoslovakia, who is guaranteeing Yugoslavia, but is only guaranteed themselves by France. That is something to keep in mind when we start our own war. Not to be outdone by the Magyar-Romanian Union, I guess, Poland annexed Lithuania and has decided to reform the PLC, or the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. We are sent yet another pact from the Third Reich that they want us to sign. Like the Anti-Comintern Pact before it, we will say yes to this one. The Italians announced claims on Yugoslavian territory, and we are justifying a war goal on the Czechoslovaks that will be ready in August 1939. Let's hope they survive as a country until then. Zog submits to Italy, the Central American Empire joins the Axis for some reason, and Bulgaria seems to be more and more influenced by Germany. The German Reich gives us a province that was owned by Yugoslavia, and our war with Czechoslovakia will start in a few days. Our incursion to the north has been initiated. While this is going on, we are going to justify on Yugoslavia, and since that will take some time, we will go help Italy, a fellow member of the Axis, with France. The Czechoslovakian war is over with quick, and we even got some land we don't have cores on. Now we will go deal with the French. Of course, the Germans decided to start their invasion of Yugoslavia, and that means all the Magyar-Romanian Union's divisions that were in Italy are going to have to turn around and fight in a conflict more closer to home. The practically one-sided clash in the Balkans comes and goes, though Yugoslavia did join the Allies. But anyway, we're going to finish off France, and then we will get set to naval invade the UK from Germany. France has capitulated, and in its place is a lot of land controlled by the Germans, as well as Vichy France. Hitler is going after the PLC in the Baltics, but we are going to ignore that and instead dedicate all of our attention to a United Kingdom invasion. Moving forward in time a little bit, the Commonwealth is defeated, Greece joined the Axis, and Belgium is getting attacked. Our first unit has secured a position in Britain by taking the town of Dover. The enemy capital is not so far away. The city of London has been put under a siege, which we are currently winning. The troops involved are 3 Romanian/Hungarian divisions who are on the offensive, and on the defending side is a group of Egyptian soldiers. The Allies have crumbled and we are victorious. Unfortunately though, we don't have much war score, so we're going to have to make do with West Banat and whatever we can get out of East Canada. That was the Magyar-Romanian Union, quite a concept I will admit. It's crazy to think that this country is on 2 continents. The video is going to stop here. If you enjoyed the mod, check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment because it helps the algorithm recommend the video more. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.